In the year 1250, the world was undergoing a monumental transformation, driven by the vibrant arteries of commerce known as the Silk Road. This vast network of trade routes stretched over 4,000 miles from the bustling markets of eastern China to the European edges of Constantinople. It was more than just a conduit for silks, spices, and precious stones. It was a vibrant tapestry where East met West, where ideas, cultures, and peoples exchanged in a grand dance of history. Dawn breaks over the city of Xi'an, China, the eastern terminus of the Silk Road, as traders, craftsmen, and travelers begin another day. The marketplace buzzes with activity under the rising sun. Stalls brim with exotic goods, rolls of silk in hues brighter than the rainbow, spices that tickle the nose, and shimmering porcelain. Merchants haggle vigorously, their chatter a melody of Cantonese, Persian, Arabic, and a dozen other tongues. In the heart of the marketplace, a young silk weaver named May prepares her stall. She is but one of thousands whose lives are intricately bound to the rhythms of this ancient highway. Her hands are deft and quick, weaving threads of gold and crimson into patterns that echo tales of dragons and legends. For her, each thread is a lifeline to distant worlds. Her silks will travel thousands of miles and drape the shoulders of a European noblewoman, carrying with them fragments of her world. The phenomenon that May and many others find themselves a part of is the bustling, ceaseless exchange of the Silk Road, a corridor that saw the rise and fall of empires. At this period, under the Mongol Empire's expanded reach, the road is as secure and active as it has ever been. Policies of the Great Khan encourage trade, fostering an age of unprecedented connectivity. Traders like Farid, a Persian merchant, traverse this serpentine path regularly. Mounted on camels, they journey in caravans, packed with precious cargo. Farid's family has traded along this route for generations, through the arid expanses of the Taklamakan Desert to the lush green valleys of the Indus. He considers the Silk Road not just a path of commerce but his second home. His eyes, seasoned by desert sun and mountain winds, sparkle with stories of near encounters with bandits repelled by the Mongol guard, of bartering in lavish Bukhara, and of navigating the treacherous Pamir ranges. Human impact of this secure and thriving trade route cannot be understated. Cities along the Silk Road flourished into cosmopolitan hubs. Samarkand, with its azure-tiled mosques, became a melting pot of ideas, cultures, and innovations. It was here that travelers from Baghdad could find their scholar neighbors from the monasteries of Byzantium, engaged in vibrant debates under the shadow of ancient minarets. For the common folk, traders, and even artisans like May, the Silk Road presented opportunities to transcend their immediate worlds. For some, like Parvaneh, a carpet weaver from Herat, it was a canvas larger than any she could have imagined. By the flickering light of oil lamps, she worked threads into her loom, crafting intricate patterns that told stories of her ancestors. Her carpets, vibrant with life, reached the furthest corners of Europe, underpinned by the stories she wove into each stitch. However, it was not just goods and stories that flowed through these corridors. The Silk Road was also an artery for ideas and technologies. Papermaking, originating in China, gracefully traversed the route, transforming the very fabric of communication and recording across cultures. Gunpowder traveled illicitly, altering warfare forever, sowing the seeds of change across continents long before people would grasp its full potential. The exchange wasn't merely physical. Interactions along the Silk Road birthed new philosophies, religious exchanges, and cultural syncretism. Buddhism traversed from India to China, taking root with the narratives of peaceful merchants and mendicant monks. Bairhin, a Buddhist monk, lantern in hand, often found refuge in monasteries scattered along the road, where ideas of Mahayana Buddhism blossomed alongside the teachings of Confucius and the wisdom of the Tao. As caravans rolled and seas of sand shifted, power structures along the Silk Road experienced their own transformation. The degree of autonomy allowed local leaders like to harness trade for prosperity, even in lands far removed from central empires. Yet this was a world where fortunes shifted quickly. An empire as security could foster prosperity or fall victim to internal strife, shaking the very foundations of trade and connectivity. By the 13th century, as the Mongols' grip eventually loosened, the Silk Road had permanently knit together diverse peoples and lands in a shared history of commerce, communication, and collision. This period set the stage for the age of exploration, as Europeans, inspired by accounts of distant riches, eventually sought direct routes to the east, changing the global map forever. Today, as we sit at the nexus of a digital Silk Road, the historical one carries lessons in unity and exchange. The cultural tapestry woven across the centuries remains a testament to humanity's resilience and adaptability. What aspect of Silk Road life would you find most fascinating? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this deep dive into our shared past intrigued you, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from history's corridors. What other historical connections would you like to explore? Let us know, and remember, our past, rich with stories, continues to light the path to our